import pandas into here. Just type in import pandas. And then do Shift Enter. Okay, so that's imported. Now we're going to load in that file, okay? So the only thing I'd say is you can, when you say import pandas, it's very common to write an alias. So you write import pandas as PD. Yeah, good. So that means now from whenever we want to get things from pandas, we just do PD dot. So do PD dot read underscore CSV.
Read
underscore CSV, and then in brackets, you want to type in the, in brackets, you want to type in the location of that file that we are looking at. But you will notice, by the way, that that is currently in Excel format. So it makes sense to save it as a CSV. I mean, Python certainly can read an Excel file, but well, I will show you something useful for you to know about data analysis in just a moment. So just try reading that in and just see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is you need to enclose all of that inside the brackets with quotation marks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So run it by just doing Shift Enter. Oh, okay, cool. So it did work, interestingly. So, but it looks all a bit odd, right? Now, well, I might as well ask you, can you understand the reason why it looks a bit messy?
Oh, well, because in Excel, it's showing it as, say, this G5, G6, then G7 all relates to one thing. They're all that. Why don't you tell me?
Well, yeah, no, exactly. So what you're looking at, right? An Excel sheet is typically called an unstructured data.
Yeah.
Actually, an even better, the best example of unstructured data is audio or video.
Okay.
Because you can't directly do a data analysis on it without doing a bit of decoding. Okay. A structured data is a very simple CSV file where you have column name 1, column name 2, data entry 1, data entry 2, that kind of thing, right? So nice columns and rows. So the easiest way to do it, and I do recommend the use of Excel or something else just to do some simple data cleaning first. Then the easiest way to do it is just to delete some stuff from the CSV file first from Excel.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yep. What would I need to do?
Go to Excel, open up the CSV in Excel, and just delete some unnecessary stuff.
Okay.
So I think you can just delete the first 6 columns, to be honest.
Columns.
Sorry, rows. Apologies.
Sure, because there's Friday, Saturday,
well,
Sunday.
So you'll just have to read. Okay, let's do the first 5. Cool. First 5 rows, delete it. Completely delete those rows. Yep. And then you'll have to rename. Yeah, exactly.
Friday. Like that.
Yep. As I say, all of this you could do in Python, and maybe purists would argue that you should do it in Python, but let us take the pragmatic approach of doing whatever is most convenient. Good. And now you can delete that first. Yep.
And then import it again.
Yeah, so you can just run that file again. That line of code again. Sorry.
Can I just press Shift Enter on it again?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes
that looks much better. Now there's one other issue. Again, you could fix it in Python, but let's just do it in Excel. It's so much easier. This particular one. It's just those commas will typically numbers aren't represented with commas, right? So just go to Excel and yeah, if you just select the relevant. Yep.
500. Yep. Okay. How many stations are there?
Yeah. Okay. Very good question. So, do you notice? Okay, look at the A column. This is exactly the kind of thing that data, when you're doing data quality, you think about what's relevant.
Yeah. So like this is not a underground station. So this must be more than just underground.
Yeah.
So what am I doing? Making it into a number.
Yes, exactly. And now I think it'd be just a little bit easier just to get rid of the decimal points. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Now we can save that. Okay, so what we need to do is what you've just loaded in, we actually should assign it to a variable. So in the same line of code, go to the very beginning of the code and type in df equals. So we're just calling it df, which just stands for data frame. Yeah, it's good to have a space between the f and the equal. Yeah. And now do shift enter. Okay, so that's just stored into that variable. So if you want to see it in the next line of code, right, type in df.
Let's make a note of this.
By the way, you can. One of the good things about Jupyter Notebooks is you can, write your comments into the notebook.
Well, that would be useful.
So what you do is you put a hash.
So this is importing the pandas library and
giving it the alias PD.
This is saving the
assigning
data as df.
No, it's not. You should say it is assigning the CSV data to the variable df. So this, by the way, is why I wanted to do the Python learning first.
This is good.
Okay, I'm glad. Okay, in which case, as long as you're interested,
yeah,
I'm just worried at a certain point you'll get bored because I'll have to keep going back into Python basics.
No, because then I will be motivated to learn the basics.
Okay, all right. So now you can just type in df and press shift enter just to see it.
Yep,
and
nice.
You'll see what it's shown you is the first five rows and the last 5 rows.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see what we want to do first. So I'm going to teach you some things, although they're not that important just because you're going to see them in lots of other people's code. So if you type in df.head and then put open brackets, close brackets. So that means you're calling that function in df. Yeah. And then shift enter.
How would df have a function? Because we made that variable.
Yeah, very, very, okay, good question. So I think a better way of saying it would have been to say invoking the method of the object df. So df is a Python object, Python being an object-oriented programming language. And an object is very simple. An object has its own methods and its own internal state. So it can store, for example, df's, one of df's internal states would be its shape. Right. So I'll show you in a minute. So let's do this.
Then how does Python, does it assume the type the df is?
That is a good point. Okay, good question. So when you do pd.read CSV,
yeah,
right, what is returned by that command is an object. Right.
Okay.
And that object gets assigned to the variable df.
Okay. No, this is useful. So it's actually, this is assigning the object created by pd.read CSV.
Exactly.
Got it. And is there a name for that type of object?
Well, in this case, okay, let's just see. So if you do escape, press escape, and press escape one more time, and then press B. Yeah, okay. So let's just create a new It's just a keyboard shortcut to create a new cell there. So type in type df. So this
type.df or just type df?
No, look in the chat, yeah. Type brackets df.
Df.
And then again, shift enter whenever you want. Okay, so that's the type. It's a pandas data frame.
Okay. And a pandas data frame now has a head method.
Exactly. And this is why pandas is cool, right? Because the data frame itself has a bunch of methods that let you do all sorts of data analysis immediately by like one line code. So you can typically do type of anything, any variable you find, you can just do type brackets that variable and it will give you information on it.
And you've assigned the variable df because of the data frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. All right. So run df.head now. Okay. Do you see what it's done?
Yeah. It's taken the first 5 only.
Okay. So if you want to do the last 5, what would be the?
Hail.
Oh, did you know that?
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah, I see.
I thought
Why are
you
you
could say something
surprised?
rude.
Huh?
You could have come up with something more rude. That's the opposite of head.